Hey, 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 it's Aloha Friday. Who is ready for Friday to be done and start off with Saturday and Sunday? And for some of us, yes, I hear you. Oh my gosh. Oh, my diva princess herself. There you go, Cass. And there is Pia's. And there's Wrigley's. And you're going to step up. Now we're going to jump on the ground. Uh-huh. Hey, guys, how are y'all doing? Oh, I didn't even put on my ring light. Sorry. Whoa, just what you guys need to see me in the glory of white, cool light, brighter than I am. Haha. So, hello, hello, hello. I'm going to take one of these out so I don't hear my voice the whole time like crazy. We got people in chat. Not only do we have in the bushes, but we got Christola. Guys, how are both of you doing? I have not even gotten to check how we're doing on the actual poll that I put up, so I'll have to do that in a few seconds. And there's Miss Crystal, the angelic. Is that it, my dear? And oh my gosh, so got a lot of things actually today. I've been trying to keep up on what's going on. Let's see, where are we right now? We are top. I don't want to end this. I just want to see how it's turning out. Okay, so interesting. 50% of you are wanting to talk about Angel Turner. 25% are talking about Jaimes Aung, James being Aaron Aung's dad, and then Riley Strain. And I'm sure there's going to be more. That's only 4 votes so far, so we'll leave that up to see how things work out over the course of the live. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. You guys know the drill. Yeah. And so anyhow, let's see how we are doing. I mentioned a lot of things going on. I've been covering and talking with you guys. On Monday, we talked about Mischa and talking a little with her family, trying to get facts versus rumors. And one of the things that I can honestly say, guys, I get that we all have to speculate. It's part of who we are as humans. But we need to keep remembering, and it's not just in Mischa's case, it's also in Angel's case right now. In fact, there is a comment I was going to share out when we get to Angel about how, you know what, we don't know what we don't know. And a lot of times we start pointing fingers and making connections based off of what we don't know. Because, oh, well, there's got to be a reason we don't know it. Maybe, okay, there's something going on or stuff. And we start trying to make them be an issue. In the case of Mischa, okay, her husband has not come out and talked. Okay, her family has, but her husband. So people are automatically, and I think it's common for us as humans to want to fill in the blanks. And usually when we fill in blanks, we tend to fill them in a little bit more fantastic way, okay, negative way, however you want to put it. But we got to remember there's reasons behind why we don't know what we don't know. Okay. In the case of him, yes, maybe he is involved, but I would gather in his case specifically, it's probably tied to being military. Anyone who's ever dealt with the military, been part of the military, I'm an Army brat myself, you know, you do what you're being told. Okay. That's part of it. If you're being told, no, we need you to be, and we already know just in following the missing in general, there's a lot of law enforcement who have seen what happens out here in social media land and how speculation grows and how, okay, cases can be hurt and all sorts of stuff. So you will see law enforcement tell families, don't say anything, just stay quiet, don't say anything, we'll work it all, and things like that. And that's why sometimes we have some cases where they give us all the information we are wanting. But then you have other cases where they don't say anything at all. And it's because of this connection here. So if that happens in a normal non-military setting, I'm sure it's happening in a military setting too. So yeah, gag orders, even, yeah, okay, times with gag orders. Okay, all of these things come together. And yes, it's frustrating because we care. Okay, the moment that you start advocating or trying to get a missing person out there to be seen, you start caring for them. You really do. Okay, no matter who that person is, from Ariel to Monkey to yeah, Gaga orders. I know I saw that too, and I'm like, uh-huh, it's a Gaga order. Mhm. Also, but I think as we got to remember, not all silence is guilt. Okay, it can be, and that's what we have to be open to, but it's not always guilt. Okay, sometimes what looks like an elephant and feels like an elephant and it's described like an elephant is not an elephant. Okay, I just finished making a comment on Facebook about the Cleo case, Cleo Smith, when everyone on the internet was going and making comments about Cleo's mom and dad have to be the ones behind her disappearance. I mean, after all, how can a young toddler or a child, very young child, disappear out of a tent on a beach overnight on their own? Parents would have known. Of course, they would have known. Okay, and all of us were pointing fingers and developing all these things. And I'd say the large percentage, if I ran a 1 week poll here on the channel asking people who were around during Cleo's case, did you feel Cleo's family were involved in her disappearance? I'd say 99% of us, well, 95% probably were thinking it was that way. And yet, if we remember what actually happened, it was some really weird creep, okay, who loved dolls and wanted to make okay, you did not. Yeah, in fact, that's why I knew there was one of you guys in this group that did not. You were like, no. And I think what that could have been also in the bushes is I think the longer we are in this community, the more we start to see cases like that where we have to say, you know what? Sometimes if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, acts like a duck, it's not necessarily a duck. It could be something else. And the longer we're around, we start looking at the whole case and saying, like in this case, the parents, if I go back and watch that and I looked at how they spoke and how strong they were speaking out about things, you know what? If I had been around longer, I probably would not have jumped as quickly as I did. That was my learning experience. I think all of us had that experience at some point in our life. Platypus, exactly. It could be a platypus. Exactly. I like this is so cute. And platypi, platypuses, what? Okay. Anyhow. And so just to let y'all know, because one of the things that did pop up out of Angel's case also is people are like, you know what? They're making decisions without, in fact, I'm going to switch my order of how I was going to do this and bring up this one our comment real quick because it made total sense when I saw it 2 hours ago. And so this was out of the group for Finding Angel. And it was so well put that I wanted to bring it up. And not just for Angel's case, but for all of the cases we deal with. Okay, as they say here, and this was just a couple hours ago, as another evening approaches, Angel is still missing. We know many of you still have questions about the ongoing search efforts, but it is important that we respect the family's situation and the process of law enforcement, even if we might wish things were handled differently. Guys, I'd like to copy and paste this thing over and over and over in the future because they put this so well here. This is their child. In Mischa's family, this is their sister, their daughter. And they are making decisions in close coordination with Morgan County Police. Rest assured, as soon as there is any news, we will update you immediately. In the meantime, we greatly appreciate everyone who has been sharing her flyer, videos, and the mom's interview. We are actually going to go over the notes that Sleuth put together for all of us. These are the best ways to support the search right now. And that's something I think we all forget. We are not here to solve the crimes. Yes, we're going to talk. And yes, we're going to speculate. But we are not law enforcement. We are not here to solve the crime. We are here to keep their name in the public eye, to keep their picture out there where people see it. Okay? There you go. It's West Virginia in this case. They're not going to be the type of person who does, who let people go talking and stuff. All the information that can be shared has already been addressed in the interviews posted on Help Find Angel Turner page. Please remember that any other group covering this case, unless it is this one with direct family participation, or the Morgan County Police, should not be considered a reliable source of information. Guys, if you see something about a case, don't just take it as fact. Question. Communicate with the person. Make sure you didn't misread some. I just did that actually on a case with Mischa. I was reading someone's comment and I misread what they had written. And so question, talk, communicate. Don't just jump to being like, oh yeah, I know what yeah, that's true or whatever. Question things. It is crucial to prevent the spread of rumors and misinformation. We ask that you respect the family by not spreading unverified information. Thank you for your continued support and concern for Angel. Please continue to share and help bring Angel home. That's why you will see me, for example, when people will make comments. Okay, I'll even, if someone, does a comment to me saying, oh yeah, this is what I've heard. Show me the proof of that. Where did you hear that? How can I get that verified as coming from a primary source and not just people trying to put together what they think happened? So always question, always ask. And Melissa Ann, who put this together, I could not have written this better. This is something I'm probably going to keep, on my desktop for the future because it's so well worded. And I could replace any name in this with another case. Okay, we've got to remember these are other people's families. They have to live with what's going on. In the case of Mischa right now, so many people want to point fingers and say husband and stuff like that. Okay, husband will have to live with that no matter what. And we don't know what the truth is right now. But we also don't know, whatever is said as fact right now becomes fact in the eyes of the internet. And you can't delete things when something is out there. We've all seen what happens. Here in Dramaland, whatever you want to say. Okay, the moment you say something, it's there forever. You can delete it within 30 seconds, and there's a very high likelihood that someone may have taken a picture of it by then. So no matter what you put out, and unfortunately, a lot of times families, when they're dealing with someone, most of these families who have someone disappear, they're not like you and I who follow these cases. They don't know the trolls out there. Okay, yeah, Crystal, really unfortunate. People don't know these things. You got it, girl. You and I jinx all the time. And they don't know, what they're getting into. So a lot of times at the beginning, you see families coming out and they share all this information and all in the same way that they would with the police. And then they start seeing how people will take and twist things and play with them and try to make speculation fit into their pictures and stuff like that. And all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, I didn't know I thought people wanted to just help us find our loved one. And so then all of a sudden you see them quieting down because they're like, oh my gosh, we don't want to hurt a loved one over the course of this or say something that will never disappear and all. So please remember family when you're doing this stuff. When we're out here talking to families, please remember them. When we're talking in a chat group or even a Facebook group, I know we're going to speculate, but remember, there's always the chance a family member will be there. Okay, so try to keep that in the back of your mind. If this was your daughter, your son, your wife, your husband, sister, brother, is that something you'd want people talking about? Okay, and then remember the police, if family are telling you they are happy and they are okay with where the investigation is going, trust them. Trust a family member. They know more than we do. And all. So we're going to come back to Angel for sure. However, I do want to start with Misha. So let me pull this up and get my puppy who's still. You want to say hi to everyone, Cassie? Say hello. Hi. Get your treat. And so Monday we spoke about Misha. We talked about her disappearance on the 31st first. Okay. Looking at things, she last spoke with her family the day before. Remember, this is a woman who was born and raised on the island I'm on right now. It's a little different. A lot of people think when you think, oh, someone military wife or a military spouse in general, it can be a kind of lonely life at times when you're moving to a new location because you don't know anyone there. But that's not been the situation here for Misha. Misha was born and raised on this island. Her friends are here. Her family is here. Okay, these are her stomping grounds, so to say. And she went missing. Okay, for various comments, and within that, you can go back Monday. We talked about it a little bit. Her husband woke up the next morning and she was not there. Okay, there was communication with the family, looking around, like I think a lot of us would do. How often we hear that? We heard this, I think it was Estefani's case or something, okay, where they communicate, they call friends' houses, things and all, just trying to find out. Okay, oh, have you seen so and so? After all, most people, once you're dealing with someone who's a little older, okay, they're over 18 for sure, okay, and they go missing, unless you've seen something really, really that makes you really worried, your first thing you're going to do is contact, okay, family members. Are they over there at your house? Okay, you're going to contact friends. Have you seen her lately? Things like that. Well, after doing those types of things and all, that's when you make that call to the police and you're like, we've looked everywhere. We've looked everywhere and we haven't found her. We need to get looking on this. And that's what happened. That evening, okay, he called the police, okay, military police, and also Honolulu Police Department. They wanted to, because this is a interesting thing because she is military wife, but she's also local girl. Okay, so her stomping grounds are not just the military base. Like me, when I came to Oahu, my dad was military. My stomping grounds were Fort Shafter. That was my stomping ground. That's where I shopped. That's where all my friends were. That's where everything was. Now that I've been here as long as I've been here, my stomping grounds are all over the place. And so that's why I suspect it makes sense. They made the call to say, things. Is she? Yes. And this is where things get very scary. Okay, she's 6 months pregnant. Okay, anyone who's been pregnant knows you're dealing with a lot of different things when you're pregnant. Okay, there's been some comments within that. She's due in 3 months. Okay, that's going to come quickly. And finding her becomes even more important. And hopefully we're really, every day that goes by, I'm getting more and more worried. Yes, definitely, hands down. Okay, her family have to be living with this. You guys, we put ourselves in families' shoes how many times, and having to live day in, day out, not have control over being able to say, oh yeah, this is what happened to that. Your mind runs rampant. Siren, thumbs up. Thank you, my dear. And yes, we're going to have fun. Siren, myself, and two other people, if Siren wants to say in chat, he can, and are going to be having some fun over on his channel in a couple weeks. Not sure exactly how long, but a couple weeks. So, how long has she been gone? She was reported missing on the 1st. She was last seen on the 31st before going to bed. It's one of those situations that discovered as he woke up in the morning. There's some question as to whether or not she was, at that time, she had been known to want some time on her own. I mentioned that last week, on Monday, that there were times in the past she'd be like, you know what, I just need some breathing space right now. especially if you are dealing with the hormones of pregnancy and stuff like that, or just in general. Okay, one of the best ways in the world to deal with things is to be able to go to family and friends and say, you know what, can I just have some time? And I get the feeling that kind of happened here. But the next morning, she was not at the house when he woke up. And um, they then started searching. Military base. You had a bunch of military out there. It's frustrating because there's no camera footage anywhere. You would think on a military base you would have camera footage everywhere. There is no camera footage. Hey, 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 B10, how you doing, my dear? Happy Friday. And but there is none in this case. There was one camera that was kind of focused on her part of the neighborhood. That camera was not recording. Are there cameras on each of the entrances to base? Yeah, I suspect there are. Um, from what we hear, they do not see her. Now, does that mean she could have gotten through without being seen? Yes. Anyone on a military, you can get on and off bases one way or another. Schofield does back up to woods, things like that. So there are quiet places. There are other stuff there. It's not like it's a Fort Shafter, for example. Well, not even Fort Shafter. There were fences around the base, but there were also, it led up to mountains. So there were also areas you could actually go into and end up who knows where. So that is okay. The two of them, okay, were reported in HPD, Honolulu Police Department, CID through the MPs. CID has offered a $10,000 reward for finding her or getting information that leads to her, which is huge. The police aren't, military police are not taking this sitting down. Now, on the same point, the military did, Loco, did you do that? Did I do what? What did I do? Before I say yes, let me know what I'm saying yes to. And also, they're trying to get the information, but at the same time, we know the military has a way, when things happen, they kind of circle the wagons, and it's, no, I did not do a sub-only mode for 1 minute. You can't post for 1 minute, but that should be it. Yeah, the only thing I see, only channel subscribers of 1 minute or longer. So that's what I'm seeing here. So let me know if it's doing something different than that, but it looks like that's what it is. 1 minute, if you hang out for 1 minute, then you can post, no problem. I don't do too long, just long enough. And also, my thought is it's one of those things that they circle the wagons and they are only going to say what needs to be said in their eyes. I would not be surprised if they've also told her husband, no, right now, because remember, you represent the military also when you're a soldier. So you are not to go talking, you're not, we don't know, but that's a possibility. Oh no, wasn't you, Crystal? It wasn't you. No, I put that on all the time. So what they did come out with was this short. I took their video and I kind of pulled it together because one of the things that I felt was missing from the video they did, which was wonderful, it was a way to get out to the public and all, was pictures of Mischa, because that's what we need, is to keep Mischa's face out there. And also maybe someone, because again, remember, this is a young woman. These are her stomping grounds. She's used to being down in Waikiki or Eva Beach or different areas. She born, raised Eva Beach area. And so getting her face out there to other people becomes important also. So I'm going to pull this up. This is a oh my God, you should see my video. That's all jellyfish. Do this again. Oh my God, you should see my video. Oh, I hate when this happens. Let me go back to this and pull it back up. She went missing from housing on base. Yes. So the area of Schofield, while I'm pulling this up, the area of Schofield has a lot of different smaller, okay, communities within. Okay, so it's kind of got separate little community areas. One of the areas is where she was from. that's what frustrates me, because the question is, why is there no video footage of anything? They can't find anything for her. Some and this is why I say, and it looks like the same with Angel. People are like, please start getting video cameras on your houses. Because if people around there had done that, but no one had. Now, I don't know. I have heard rumors, and I could see military being this way, but I don't know. I haven't verified this. That military, especially on that base, don't really want you putting up ring cameras and stuff like that for various reasons. Who knows? And so, but I don't know if that's true or not. And so let me see. Let me pull this back up now. And here we go. Let me just make this a little bigger so we have the phone number there at the bottom. And here we go.
Mischa Johnson is the spouse of a service member who is assigned to Schofield Barracks. She was last seen on July 31st and was reported missing on August the 1st. From the moment we were notified that she was missing, we immediately began working closely with the Army Criminal Investigation Division to locate Mischa Johnson. Her safety, well-being, and health are our main concerns. We are asking for the community's assistance in helping us locate Mischa so she can return home safely. The Criminal Investigation Division continues to investigate Mischa's whereabouts. The safety and security of personnel living and working across all U.S. Army Hawaii installations is our highest priority. The families have our utmost support during this difficult time. Once again, thank you for everything that you continue to do to share information about Mischa online and throughout the community.
Okay, so that is what one of the generals overseeing, I'm not sure if it's just one part of the base or whatever, I'm not sure on that, but posted that. Which was good, how quickly that they're responding to things and all. However, I did feel that we needed to have a picture of her on it. That's why I did what I did there. Here she goes. How you doing, my dear? Aloha, aloha. And here is our dear save. Hey, Robbie, how you doing, my dear? And also, did I miss anyone else when they came in? Yeah, you and your thumbs. Thummy, thummy, thumb, thumb. And also, anyhow, so hopefully we'll get more information. It has been a week, guys. It's been over a week. Every day that goes by is getting scarier and scarier. I don't know if we're at the point. I'm hoping to hear that there will be some more searches. We will have to find out. Right now, there's not been any organized searches. For those of you who weren't here on Monday, they did actually do his platoon, the husband's platoon, got together, and they actually did do a search of a couple miles. I think it was like 6 miles, something like 6 or 12 miles, something like that. I forget the exact amount, but pretty good. Other than that, I know a lot of the wives groups on Facebook have come together, the Schofield wives groups. They're meeting at like the PX or commissary to put together either search groups or groups to post photos, pictures, posters. I'm thinking it might be time to start posting those things in other areas around town, because she could be anywhere on an island, to be honest, at this point. I'm just hoping we hear something soon, or the police are able to start figuring out what happens. So will do, Mr. Robert. I will. What we got there. Oh my God. That was a good thing that it kind of cut it out. I bet you I have that word. Yeah, Robbie's automatic. Now I get, let's just put it this way. He said hi to me with a very interesting word. We'll leave it at that. And, oh, that is hilarious. That is so funny. Yeah, he just said hit the something up, but we won't say what it was. But it was a thumbs up, but it turned predictive text. We all know what Robbie talks about quite often. Now we know the truth. So thank goodness, goodness. I love you, Robbie. And also, so that's where we are with this case. I will let you know as I hear more. I'm hoping we can get more and more together and have an answer soon on where she is. But if I hear anything else, I will let you know. So the next area I wanted to pull up is definitely, we won't spend as much time on it because he talks about crab legs a lot. That's true. That is true. Oh, I want crab legs now. Siren, I love crab legs. Oh my God. Yeah, Christola, he'll send it to you. Basically, let's just put it this way. Hit the blank up and put a word that starts with C in front of it. That gives you an idea. And only I would actually not say the word. Did you guys notice that? Oh my God, I'm bad. So let's pull this up real quickly on the Aung case. The Aung case, as many of you guys know, we've been dealing with now for a while. This is Soraya, little 2-year-old Soraya. She was taken by her dad and taken into Mexico with his fiancée, Nadia. We did talk yesterday after the indictments and all came together. And yesterday, they arrested James Aung, James Tin Aung, who is actually Aaron's dad, Soraya's grandfather, paternal grandfather. Today he actually had a day in court, okay, for a bunch of things, and this is what came out of that. So basically he has 2 counts on him right now. Okay, one is conspiracy to commit international parental kidnapping, and one is aiding and abetting international parental kidnapping. We all know that Aaron and Nadia ran with baby Soraya in the Cadillac that belonged to the Aung family. And so that was one. We're also starting to find out now that Mr. Aung actually was communicating encrypted communication with his son, warning him about what was going on here in the United States, about the investigation and stuff. So we know exactly what happened. Okay, Aaron was supposed to drop off Soraya, did not drop off Soraya, met up with Nadia, and the 3 of them crossed into Mexico in that Cadillac. They were then in Mexico. The vehicle, as you see here, was registered to Jaimes Aung, to his dad. The indictment further alleges that between the 31st and the 16th, James assisted Aaron in avoiding law enforcement. According to the indictment, James and Aaron exchanged coded and encrypted messages. The messages from James allegedly warned Aaron about the ongoing investigation and included suggestions on how to avoid detection. This is as crazy as we thought it was. Every one of us was like, oh hell, when, the police went and raided the Aung family home. We were all like, oh yeah, they're sitting here. In fact, a lot of us kind of are surprised that there are not more family members being named in all this. I don't know if that'll change, but it definitely, yeah, we've got issues here. My office is committed to protecting the most vulnerable among us, stated U.S. Attorney Waldron. Law enforcement and my extraordinary team of dedicated prosecutors stand ready to pursue those who seek to harm children. The case is being investigated by the FBI. It's being prosecuted by the Assistant U.S. Attorneys Rebecca Perez and Michael Ellis. So they met today to look and find out whether there'll be further bond, let him go. Okay, do they retain him? The U.S. is saying no, he needs to stay in jail. He needs to stay in prison until his day in court. Okay, which honestly, I'm sorry, with everything this family has done, I think makes sense, to be honest with you. They are in so much trouble. And what is so frustrating in this case, this whole thing is starting to look more and more like it was about they didn't want to have to pay child support. Okay, and when that started coming together, they're like, oh, we're going to do this. Not only had they ruined their own relationships with Soraya, Nadia's whole life may now be ruined. This is a young woman who had just finished getting her degree in law, who was going to become a criminal lawyer. She knew what was going on. I can't wait to hear more about what thought processes there. You guys know me, I'm trying to keep my mind open in that case. But we know she's most likely that third name in the indictment. So we'll see what happens within that one right there. So that's about what we have on that case now. So let's move us on to Angel. So Angel is a case I have not covered much yet. Yep, that's it. They're going to be paying the rest of their life now. That's what's so sad about it. And the relationships little Soraya could have had, she won't have anymore. And they took all that away from her. And they took it. Samara did not. Okay, they took it. I know the Aung family wants to say that it's everyone else, but no. It was their decisions. We make our own decisions as adults. No one forces us to do anything. And so anyhow, let me pull this up. I have not talked much about Angel yet. Yeah, they had split custody before. That's what was amazing, is they literally in the bushes, exactly. They had split custody. They had that almost perfect 50-50. Okay. But they pushed. Okay. He's oh my God. It's so frustrating. Yeah. It's just frustrating. And we'll leave it at that. So anyhow, moving on here. This is Angel. So Angel has been missing now since the 2nd. So one day after Mischa went missing is when we're talking about. She's 15 years old, blonde hair, brown eyes, 5'1" and 260 pounds. What I want to do is go over the Q&A or the questions and history that Sleuth put together. If you go to Sleuth's channel, she also has copies. She's actually done 2 amazing videos on this. Cristola or In the Bushes, or here she goes, or any of you guys, if you want to share the link to Sleuth's video from yesterday, I think it was, please do, because it's a wonderful video. But I want to go through that so we can kind of get a better idea. And what I love about it is she didn't just put together this. She made sure there were pictures of Angel on it, because like I said, with the thing with Mischa, that was the one thing that was missing, were those pictures. And so let me ask you guys real quickly in chat, because I think, let me see here. Okay, we're still at, let's see, 20% Mischa, 20 James, 50% Angel, 10% Riley. How many of you know about Angel's case? You don't, no problem, In the Bushes, no problem. If not, oh, there you go. Cristola got it. Thank you. Yeah, and no problem. I just wanted to give you guys permission for that in case you were wondering. So this video, there you go. Thank you, my dear. So what's been going on? How many? 1 in chat if you've been following her case so far. 2 in chat if you have not. Okay, I've watched one of her videos. I have not gotten through the second one yet, just because there's been so much going on lately. But I'm hoping to watch that tonight, finish it up. And but I thought we can start through this and kind of figure out where everyone is. So let's see. We've got an 01. There you go. So In the Bushes, help me out with this if anything pops up. I'm literally going to read from here and talk. And then, in fact, maybe hopefully she'll be found by Monday. But if not, maybe I can do a little bit more deep dive when I can focus completely on her. So guys, please throw out comments and chat all you want. So she was last seen wearing white t-shirt, black shorts, and could have white and black Converse sneakers on, and her nose is pierced. She's described by her family, and all of this came from an interview with her mom. Her mom has been her champion. Her mom has been out there speaking and trying to keep her in the eyesight of the public, trying to keep her there so that people don't forget that she's still missing. And so she mentions that Angel is loving, has a big heart. She is a homebody who likes her own space. Sounds like someone I know. You can go right here. She's quiet at first, but once she's comfortable with you, she's talking. Okay, she's a keyboard warrior, but more reserved in person. Oh my gosh, she's sounding more and more like me every moment, actually. And I like this girl. And Angel loves animals. She's extremely intelligent. She is an active member of the local Boys and Girls Club locally. She's very proud of being an auntie and deeply loves her two nieces who miss her. And guys, I would love to know that. Actually, Christola, that could be it. If anyone knows her birthday, that she is sounding like an Aquarius to me completely right there. She really is. That last sentence gets me there because she's got two nieces. Okay, two nieces. I don't know their ages, but they miss their auntie. Yep, because of us. We're both Aquarius and we're both the same way. Exactly, girl. And that is, again, family are the ones having to deal with this day to day. So facts based off of the interview as it came out. On July 31st, she went to the local mall with Mrs. Shelley and her daughter. Angel was upbeat during the trip, no signs of her being upset or anything like that that would make them think, oh, something may have happened, okay, afterwards. Because the next day she disappeared. Thursday, August 1st, neighbors noticed there were two different vehicles. Now, just so you guys know, her mom strongly believes she has been taken by someone. And so that gives us where we're headed here. They noticed two different vehicles, a dark colored SUV with a Hispanic male driver that was in the back of the home, a white or light colored four-door sedan in the driveway. A male was seen who accessed the trunk. Angel was seen standing by the door. A time of both of those vehicles has not yet been clarified, nor are we sure that these vehicles are even connected. Okay, they just happened to be part of the overall picture. So again, one of those things we have to be careful of that. Friday, August 2nd, Angel went to bed around 11 p.m. So this was 2 days after Mrs. Shelley, her daughter, and Angel all went shopping. Okay. She went to bed around 11 p.m. that night. Her dad, who she was with, described her behavior as normal leading up to bedtime. He said they joked about potato chips before she went to bed. Right around midnight, before he headed to bed, he checked the house to make sure everything was okay and safe and secure. Okay, is what I'm thinking out of that. The next morning, she was missing. Dad woke up around 7:30 in the morning. He noticed that the gate to keep the dog from her room had been moved, and Boomer, the dog, was outside. So first big alert, okay, that the dog's out running about now. Dad called mom at 8:22, so what, about 50 minutes later, to tell her Angel was missing after he went searching for her. So kind of like I said with Mischa and the family. You find someone's missing, then you search all around locally, and then when that doesn't work, then you contact that next circle. Okay, especially once you heard. Now, if a 2-year-old, no, you've got 4-year-old, 5-year-old, different. But at certain ages, you kind of work your way outward. And then when you realize we've hit everything possible, then people tend to involve the law enforcement, which is what happened. Police were contacted after mom was notified. So mom notified first, then the police. Mom, Carrie, had to drive 2.5 hours from Scottsdale, Pennsylvania to Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. Okay, police have done a preliminary search of the home and the grounds and have used search dogs. That I can say also, and I'm sorry to go back and forth, but I am trying to, any questions on the Mischa bit, I'm also throwing that in there too. It's the same there. They have used dogs to search through the house. That's a pretty common thing, first thing you would do. Police have taken electronic devices that Angel could have used to access the internet. Those include a tablet from her mom's and her school Chromebook. Christola said, yeah, that's different. They're not typically taking down their big, well, yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Yes, they're still a child. And, but when you're getting a little older, you're realizing there's other possibilities going on. So you try to head those possibilities off before involving the police. And so that's why originally, years ago, you couldn't report someone missing for so many hours, it was because of that. Now they've gotten rid of that with the hope that people have actually kind of checked all those things out at the same time. She was also accessing the internet through her TV. Okay, so she had a Chromebook, a tablet, and then the TV. That's something newish to me. It does make sense. I mean, if you think about it, we can use our TVs now to go on to many different things and talk with people. It's basically a big computer nowadays. Um, so police have been told about this so they can start looking into that avenue also. Mom is concerned that Angel may have been lured and that the predators could have given her a phone for her to communicate with them. And I don't know, Christola. Do you have anything on that in the bushes? Did she have a separate phone or was it just those two devices? Yeah, TV, smart TVs. You have Facebook, you have TikTok, you have, well, you don't have TikTok. That will come someday. They just need to update their software, to be honest, on that. So, but that is something that scares many families with children. People know now, okay, we hear, well, no teenager would leave their phone at home. And, well, if the person who's luring them has given them a phone to use instead, yeah, they would leave their phone. Hey, Miss Thea. How you doing, my dear Thea? Phone has not been proven, just a watch that ran through Dad's phone. Okay, so she had probably something like this. My Apple Watch runs through my phone also. So that makes sense. And I know Apple actually has watches now for children in families so that it still has a lot of capabilities, but it runs through a parent's phone. So, Angel, let me know if you guys can hear my mom's TV. She just turned her TV on and it's blaring, the fun of a mom who's hard of hearing. I think it won't be catching it, but just in case, let me know because I can close that door right there. Let's see. Next we had here, Angel's watch was connected. Okay, got that. Angel, you can't hear it. Thank you, you both. And the bushes and Christola, thank you guys so much. Angel took, okay, let's see. Angel's watch was connected to Dad's phone. Here's the information. Thank you, my dear. She could only text from it to approved contacts. It was not an Apple Watch. So there's the clarification. It's not an Apple Watch. It does have those capabilities of texting, but only to approved groups, which makes sense. Angel left behind all her personal hygiene items. She left behind her watch. Okay, all electronic devices. And what worries me the most, she left behind her medication. Now, I know there's been some questions about medication and stuff like that. That does worry me there. Okay. The watch and all that, that definitely is full for someone who is being lured. It makes complete sense. Problem with medication is it's something I think a lot of teenagers would not think about. Oh, I need to take enough medicine, like me. Before I went on my cruise, I literally had a whole container with a whole month's worth of meds because just in case I got stuck over in Europe, I wanted one more week of medication and stuff like that. But when I was a teenager, I didn't think that way. And the problem is it's going to be hard to get those medicines unless she sees a doctor now. And I'm not sure how life-threatening those types of medications are. And also, and yeah, and she may have actually thought she was going to be back within a certain time. That's true. Her mom says she was all over the meds. See, she should, that is scary. So is this more of a thing that she thought she was going out to meet someone and then she thought she was going to be back and then that didn't happen? It does open up some potentials there. So I'm definitely going to have to do a deeper dive on this, for sure. Yeah, if she's on top of them, exactly, Crystal, it totally changes things there. So Dad has lived in the home at least since 2012 when the parents finalized their divorce. So the community is a close-knit community. That's telling me a hell of a lot right there. It's kind of like I've been saying with Mischa. Okay, if Dad has lived in this area since 2012, we're now 2024, that's most of her life. And it's a close-knit community. uh, that's that is scary there. The family is not asking for donations and does not want search parties formed unless the police deem that to be necessary. That's where we go back to that initial post. People get so angry saying, well, why aren't you doing a search? And why you guys must know more because no, the police know what needs to happen right now. And the families trust the police. Okay, there are reasons for these things. Um, wait, now wait. If she had a gate to keep the dog out, wouldn't she close it back and not let him out? And that's a thought that I have, actually. I mean, I would be worried about my dog, to be honest. Okay, even if I was leaving on my own. That to me is a red flag right there. Um, there's a lot of different things with this one, and that's why I want to get all the information because as you see, I'm still kind of rough on a lot of this. Um, so I'll work on this over the week. Hopefully they'll find her before Monday. But I need to finish watching sleuth videos, what I need to do. The gate was okay, so it wasn't leading out of the house, it was just letting the dog have free roam of the house. Is that what I'm reading as in the bushes? And for example, me, I keep my dogs when I'm sleeping, the dogs are in my bedroom. During the day, we have a gate going downstairs. They're not allowed downstairs. They would mark everywhere. Well, one little boy would mark everywhere. Um, oh, no offense. She left her dog in the yeah, that's a red flag. That is definitely a red flag for sure. Um, Pet gate. Got it. Got it. So, yeah, I need to do a lot more. I've really been focusing on Misha the last few days. Um, this one is really scaring me. I'm happy Sleuth is right on top of this right now and has been trying to help out as much as possible. Um, also good to know here, family is not asking for donations. Okay, guys, if you're seeing people asking for donations in her name, that's a warning right there. Please keep an eye out for that. Cristola said, that's what I meant. If the gate was there, wouldn't she close it back? Even if she just took him out to the potty? And what if she got napped while he was using the potty? Yeah, a lot of potentials. Police have been communicating necessary information with the family and is actively investigating. The family is asking for you to share flyers. And if you see her, please take a photo of the sighting so it can be. That's a great point there, actually. We have to trust when a family member tells us that they trust what the police are doing. They're happy with what the police are. They may not be happy that there's no answer yet, but they're happy with what is happening so far. We need to believe them. Okay, we need to give them the courtesy of belief in that. Taking a photo when you see something, I think is important, gang. Okay, if you see something that might be a tip or a clue, or you might have seen someone, take a photo. One of the things I've also said, if you get on the phone and you want to say, hey, I just saw so and so, keep following at a distance. Follow from a distance. Because sometimes if you approach, hey, are you so and so? They may run. But if you report it and you follow from a distance, okay, it helps out in the end. So report all tips to the Morgan County Sheriff's Department, 304-258-1067, or email jhedrick@morgancounty.wv.gov. So big, good stuff there. And those are the facts as we know it. Okay, I don't think there's been new updated facts or anything like that. If they are, we'll find out. But wait until they are guaranteed as facts. So here is Angel right there. So if you guys can help us get this out, please help us get this out. And again, that note here from Melissa Ann is so well done. Yeah, she's a 15-year-old girl. She didn't take makeup. Yeah, exactly. She didn't willingly go with a guy, no makeup, hairbrush, toothbrush, or meds, but took her clothes and left her dog in the rain. Yeah, something is wrong there. Something is wrong there. Okay, there's way too many red flags there. Okay, just to take the facts, not adding more facts to it or anything like that. Just take the facts there. And there's a reason for her family to be worried. And again, which way are we going to help out the best? Are we going to help out by making up, okay, narratives and stuff like that? Or are we going to help out by sharing her poster over and over and over, putting it on our Facebook pages and making that post public? Because I'll be honest, guys, and I'm probably going to, people get mad at me saying this, but how many times I see this, and it is frustrating, I will be honest. People who will be all over a Facebook group talking about someone who is missing and all these narratives and stuff like that. And yet, if you go over to their profile page, there's not a single poster being shared. Now, I got to give benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're being shared privately, but it's like me right now. I have my Facebook page. Okay, a lot of my stuff is private. It's only the people that are my friends that are going to see it. But then every time I post certain things that are related to cases and all that, I click make it public. You can do that on an individual basis. Share, share, share. That's the best. It's clear she's not a runaway. It's clear she's not a runaway. And even if she was, she's in just as much freaking danger as anyone else. So, yeah, that's kind of, gosh, yeah, no, this one, the first time I listened to the first video she did really had me scared. And the longer this is going on, the more scared I get, to be honest. And so let's move on to we are going to watch a little bit of a video that came out. I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard this. Actually, I'm not going to go through the video because we've gone pretty long, and I do want to get to the Lahaina wildfires. However, news has come out. Okay, one of the local WSMV4 has actually been wondering about this one. I'm just saying, yeah, something's not right. And it could be either. Either way, this girl is in danger as far as I'm concerned. And my gut is saying there could be a lowering side, but again, we don't know. But if mom has that gut feeling, I'm good with that gut feeling. Okay. I listen to what the family is usually telling me is what I try to do and go with that. Okay, so what we've got going on here with Riley, what has come out over the last 2 or so days is this news channel here has actually been requesting a bunch of reports, okay, about Riley, what happened at that time. Okay, we know his blood alcohol level at the 0.228. We know that. We know so many of the different things, but we're still trying to figure out what specifically led to that. Because in all honesty, how did he get a blood alcohol level like that if he had only been drinking 1 or 2 drinks? Well, we're starting to see more and more. Okay, it's looking like, actually, here, let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and play this for us real quickly, and I might stop it earlier than I was planning, and then we can just mention those parts real quick.
On the night he died, Riley Strain seems at first in control. There he is in the black and light brown shirt, standing, being served a Jack and Coke. Hours later, though, he would end up dead in the Cumberland River with a blood alcohol level of 0.228. But investigators with the Tennessee Alcoholic Beverage Commission later determined he hadn't been overserved that night at the bars. So what happened? What investigators ultimately determined stunned David Eastlick, an attorney who ran a national fraternity for 29 years and now sues fraternities after students' deaths.
What we're going to hear here is something that I think all of you who are parents, especially parents of college-age students, it's important to know. And because a lot of times, yes, a fraternity cannot be responsible for every single little thing that happens. But what they normally say okay to or let go by develops that atmosphere that gets worse and worse and worse. And that's what happened in this case, because you're going to hear in a second, they actually talk about the fact that he had had 12 to 15 drinks before he died. It wasn't just that 1 or 2. Most of his drinking happened before he got to that bar. And it wasn't just regular drinking. Because one of the things I learned from here is that the fraternity says you can't have any drinks above a certain alcohol level percentage, and unless you have a party. Okay, so like a bartender or something like that. Um, so question becomes, how did he get 2 vodka shots? Because the vodka shots are actually higher than that percentage. So
I was amazed to find out that he, was basically comatose and he'd been, served an amazing amount of alcohol.
To understand Strain's level of intoxication at death, police interviewed Strain's fraternity brothers at Delta Chi at the University of Missouri, who'd come to Nashville for a fraternity formal that weekend. Two fraternity brothers say while the bus driver was strictly enforcing no alcohol on the trip to Nashville, quote, the group was drinking, and that Strain consumed 3 IPAs and 2 vodka shots. Here's why the percentage of alcohol is important
this is
when
the
it
part I
comes
was
to the
talking about.
fraternity's own rules.
I want to talk a little bit about alcohol.
Delta Chi's national chapter's website shows on a risk management video that no alcohol above 15% can be served at fraternity events unless by a licensed third party.
If a chapter doesn't comply with these, they will be placed on a
That's a
corrective
hell of a
action or
lot of
probation
drinks,
status.
definitely.
There is no mention of who else was or wasn't drinking, or if a licensed third party was serving vodka on the bus.
Obviously, a vodka shot has way more alcohol than 15%.
This is basically a totally out of control party situation.
Police estimate Strain consumed between 12 to 15 alcoholic drinks before he died. It's unclear, besides the bus, where else fraternity members say Strain drank before heading to the bar.
And that's what's important there. I think, and most parents, I think, do this. Okay. And I'm sure Riley's parents did the same thing. I'm not coming down on any of them whatsoever. It's one of those warnings that I hate to say it, we're probably going to hear repeated when there's another case like this, because we know these things continue happening. And one of the most important things a college age kid can learn is watch not only themselves, but their friends who are drinking. The problem is when we all start drinking together, we forget to watch the others. Okay, so watch it, because we all know he walked away at one point and he was on his own. And if someone had been with him, if at any point people had kind of stepped up and it's not finding one person at blame or another. These are just life lessons. The problem is it took someone losing their life for this life lesson.
Ours. Riley was 22 years old, a grown man by all standards. Nobody wanted this to happen to
Exactly.
this young man. But how much personal responsibility is here versus how much responsibility the fraternity has?
It's the lifestyle of the Greek world, and I'm sure he has some personal
Well
responsibility
said,
because
buddy
he
system.
shouldn't have been doing it because he was 22.
Investigators' notes show by 8:40 that night, Strain begins to stumble repeatedly. After an argument with staff, he's escorted out at 9:38. According to investigators' notes, fraternity members continue on with the party. A fraternity brother told police he reached Strain by phone at 9:47, saying Strain was speaking with a slurred speech and that Strain indicated he was on his way back to the hotel. Fraternity brothers.
You can tell there was concern already. I mean, that amount of talking and calling up a friend just to check on, that's what they were doing. They were checking on each other that way, which is great. But Christola hit it on the head, that buddy system, especially in a town where you don't know where anything is and stuff like that.
Wouldn't call police to report him missing until 12 hours after they discovered he'd never come back to the hotel. We took the police findings both to the national chapter of Delta Chi and the University of Missouri. Delta Chi would not agree to an interview, only referencing their prior online statement about the sadness of Strain's death. A Mizzou spokesperson said this was a private fraternity event and confirmed Delta Chi has no outstanding student conduct violations.
For the school to sit there and say they're in good standing, I mean, my God, that's morally offensive. I mean, after what happened to this kid.
A lot of parents are going to see this story A lot of parents of college students will see this story. What do we learn from this?
You know, all this stuff for parents about how they have risk management. They condemn alcohol abuse. They condemn this. They condemn that. It's baloney.
Jeremy, seeing that video is still disturbing even to this day. So I got to ask you, if Riley had that much to drink even before he entered the bars, should he have even been served at all?
Well, Marius, I asked that same question to TABC investigators. They say all they can monitor is how someone is acting at the time they are served alcohol. And they say in reviewing the video, Strain did not appear too intoxicated when he was served. Now, the Strain family says they have a lawyer looking over police and findings. Also, we have requested all of the audio interviews, and we just got them this afternoon. We're listening to all of them. Once we get all of that details, we will be able to share with you what we have learned. Marius.
So interesting there. They do have all the audio interviews coming in. It'll be interesting what they're coming up with. This news channel seems to be doing a good job here. You would hate for us to lose another person in their teens or 20s, or older, whatever, due to something like this. And so that's where we will be able. It could hit him all, and that's true too, though, Christola. Anyone who knows, for example, me, I can look totally normal, and then bang, if I drink, it'll hit me all at once, and then I go from 0 to 100, and that happens. Okay, so a lot of it is just being open and honest with our children, letting them know, okay, where the dangers are, how to work that buddy system, no matter, even at my age, 53, I still work a buddy system with friends if I'm drinking. Okay, it's just the way things are. So that is coming together. The other, and I wasn't going to cover this, but I'm just going to make a comment real quick. You guys, we did talk the other day, Caleb Harris's autopsy did come together, the toxicology, all the rest of it. And unfortunately, the police have not been able to, Emmy was not able to come up with any reason why he died. We don't know still. Was it accidental? Was it, okay, self-assisted? Was it someone hurt him and dumped him? All sorts of things. Yeah, Christola, you worry about your own son and he lives with you. And that's the thing. That's the thing. You, as a parent, you want to. And also, I know, hey, BC, you're here. Hello, hello. Yeah, I can't wait till we get back to only 5 hours difference. You get to sleep, my dear. You get to sleep. I'm actually going to finish everything up now with just a couple things on everything with, pull it up here. Where's my notes here? Here we go. Start up with looking. The wildfires in Lahaina. I cannot believe it. I was talking to Christola earlier about this. It's been 1 year. We're celebrating the 1 year anniversary yesterday of the wildfires. How many times we sat here on this channel, and that's why I did want to finish up with this tonight with a couple things. Because it's been a long year, but the people in, yeah, I can't believe it's been, okay, 1 year. Yep. 1 year. Time flies by. They've had to do so much rebuilding. Okay. Healing from losing a large part of their community, not just physically, but humanity wise. And so they've been coming, there's been a lot of stuff locally. I was talking to Seal earlier, who was actually watching something about Maui. And but there were a couple videos that I've come across that I wanted to share with everyone. And so we're just going to watch these. The true crime updates are done. I just wanted to update you guys on what's been going on and how they've celebrated. So this is actually Island News is a great little news channel. I mean, they do some wonderful stuff. And this woman was actually one of the reporters when this happened. And also, I just wanted to share these videos with you guys.
A year ago, on August 8th, 2023, the island of Maui was changed forever as wildfires tore through the landscape. Today, we look back on that devastating day.
I would just go down by Pukalani somewhere.
Happening right now on Maui, Haleakala Highway is shut down, and this is due to a brush fire in the area.
Well, this is real life. Babies crying.
KITV4's Malika Dudley and her family just evacuated.
Yeah, that was did the tree? Yes, the tree lived. The tree lived. In fact, damn, I had that video to share with you guys. You know what? While I watch one of these videos, I'm gonna pull up the tree. The tree survived. The banyan tree survived. The banyan tree survived in just the same way. At the end, we're going to actually look at the paddle out that occurred yesterday. Paddle outs are a way that we honor those who passed away and that we come together. And there was a huge paddle out occurred yesterday. But while we're watching this, let me pull up the banyan tree so you can see how, yep, she survived.
And she joins us live now from Hali'imaile.
I smelled it before I saw it. You can actually see the smoke here behind me, where the smoke is being spread by these very strong winds.
The upcountry fire sparked just after midnight due to this arc flash. As evacuations are underway upcountry,
right
just get out of Lahaina. Our entire island is burning from the east to the west.
In Lahaina,
I have to say this, the other night, I was sitting at home and an alert came across. Maui evacuation 2-3 nights ago, and my heart stopped for a second. One thing that has come out of this is HECO has put together some really good, between HECO, the electric company, and emergency management. They've really started taking responsibility for evacuations when something happens. Getting the word out. Yes, some people have gotten upset about it, saying, oh, there's too many evacuations or stuff like that. Well, you know what? After what happened in Lahaina, there's no such thing. It's like Amber Alerts. There's no such thing as too many if it's going to save a life. And yeah, they had, it's this time of year, the same as it is in Colorado, California, all those places where you have fire after fire after fire. It's dry out there. It's hot. The winds are picking up. And yeah, we had another brush fire that led to evacuations just in the last couple days.
Lahaina, a wildfire started by a downed power line turns into an urban inferno.
Please call my grandson and have him pick me up. The fire is right near me.
With wind gusts over 80 miles per hour, the fire spread a mile a minute from a hillside by the Lahaina bypass to the ocean. Residents desperately searching for any way out. When the smoke cleared,
Oh my God!
102 people lost their lives, and the historic town was reduced to ashes. The fires in Lahaina and upcountry tore through nearly 7,000 acres, destroying more than 2,200 structures, most of which were residential, making it the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than a century.
Wow. Just a month before. Yeah. Lahaina used to be one of my favorite places to go. When we would do the inter-island cruise, they used to stop by in Lahaina. And every single time we would stop in Lahaina, my mom, myself, and my niece, if my niece was with us, we would go into their little shopping mall area and we would all get henna tattoos every single time. I've got a picture of henna tattoo after henna tattoo. And it was just, there was something special there. And the place is still special. It's got the same heart. It's rebuilding it right now. And so let me real quickly, before I move up onto the next video, I did just find the banyan tree because I know, okay, some of you are getting really late at night, and so I want to get this up before I get to the next two. But let's see. So the 150, whoopsie, there we go. Here she is. Here she is. So, oh, wait. So what, wait, let me see. Where's that? Is that the picture that okay, yeah. So everything is building right back to the way it used to. So you'd seen an older picture here from 2011, then one from the day of. And it is, actually, I thought that was going to actually show. Let me do this. Lahaina, whoopsie, it would help. That is not the one that I was hoping it was. At one time I had one and it had the picture of it. Here we go. The Weather Channel Did a great little thing. The only problem is they got music in the behind it, and I do not want to pull that up, but here we go. Here you go. So this is the more recent banyan tree. I did have to take the sound out because they do have music behind it and everything. But there's the banyan tree now. Oh, well, that was last year right there. So let me see. Here we go. Right now. She's coming back. She's coming back. Her roots are starting to drop down towards the okay. This is actually, I'm going to share with you guys this video. I wanted to share this video with you guys, but I was a little concerned about sound and stuff like that. Yeah, the tree was, look at that live coming back green, August 20. That's right now. So she did survive. Okay, they're saying 20 more years for her to fully recover. You can see here the areas, the whole town, it's still getting back, but it's going to get there. It is totally going to get there. And so yeah, that was so happy to hear that, because I thought for sure when I heard about the fire, I thought we had lost the banyan tree. I really thought we had lost it. So that first video was to show you what it was like at that time. And oh yeah. Okay, my husband collected his 8-year-old. Really? Congratulations. So that means what, 9 years now? Every year to celebrate another year of. Oh wow. Congratulations. Congrats. So let me pull up. I've got 2 more videos for you guys. The next one is actually from right now, what's been going on and stuff. So let me just pull that one up real quickly. Lahaina paddle out. Here we go. I think this is it. Yep, that's it. Okay. So this was the paddle outs. I've got 2 videos here that are been kind of lead up. The last one is the actual full paddle out, not the full time, but okay, a big chunk of it. Paddle outs are something that a lot of us, it's special. I'm sure, I know it happens in other, ocean areas. They'll do it with surfers, things like that. But when someone passes away here and they're tied to the water, like Brother Is, the guy who sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow, when he passed away, they did a paddle out. Basically, everyone comes together on their boats, on their surfboards, you name it, and they paddle out together. And if it's a farewell, a funeral, they will actually spread the ashes right there. And then you throw flowers into the water, and you actually, get the water all churned up and everything. And it's happy. It's happy. It's not about the sorrow of it all, but it's the happiness of it all and coming together. And it's just a gorgeous thing. So
many call it home, but over the past year, it's been marked by tragedy and resiliency. This once vibrant, historic town remains frozen in time since the wildfire 1 year ago today.
We lost so many people that day. Thousands of homes were destroyed. And while challenges remain, residents refuse to lose hope.
And on this 1 year anniversary, we honor their lives and we follow their path forward.
Lahaina Strong is still a thing, guys.
Off Lahaina.
This is by far the biggest event that was held today, with thousands of people coming and paddling out, surrounding all of the voyaging canoes, coming together as a community and reflecting on this past year.
For some, it doesn't feel like it's been a year, and for others, it feels like it's been a decade since the fires devastated Lahaina and Kula.
Honestly, feel like it happened just yesterday. Just the amount of vivid memories that we have from the day of and those following days after, they're just forever etched in our memory.
Many took time to reflect on how difficult this day was last year.
We're really grateful and fortunate to be alive. I mean, as we were in the fire and barely escaped with our lives. And we're just thankful for the community coming together and just coming together as a family to help rebuild Lahaina Strong.
Many were happy to be surrounded by old neighbors and familiar faces who have since moved to other parts of the island or state.
We've had time to reflect, and it's not really about what you lost. I look at it as what we've gained, and that's community.
This woman listening to her really, I wrote in chat, have tissues. You can still, the pain's still there. The pain now has a sense of we've come together and we're beating this and we are going to move forward, but the pain's still there and you can hear it.
And what we have is memories and love for Lahaina and the people and the history. And, you know, material things come and go, but we have our family, you know, and we have just an amazing home here. I think it's good for healing. It just to bring everyone together and to honor, you know, like Lahaina and or how strong we are. Lahaina's strong.
The U.S. Coast Guard and Maui Fire Department also participating in the paddle out and cheering on as the helicopter dropped flowers on the paddlers.
It's a necessary thing, I feel like, for the community and for the people of Maui and Lahaina. But outside of the negatives, there's been a lot of positives that have come out of this tragedy. So out of the tragedy comes triumph. And as you can see today, it really has brought everybody together in this one capacity.
It's a heavy day for sure, but if anything, it's just proof of our strength and our resiliency as a community that we're still here and we've made it this far.
It shows the community coming together and commemorating the 1-year anniversary. It's a way of showing honor and respect to those that have perished and to, you know, people being united and holding strong.
Nikki Schoenfeld, KH12 News, working for Hawaii.
So, and what I want to do is for our last video for today, I wanted to I came across this video, no words or anything like that, just the actual 1:22 of the paddle out itself. So that you guys, because the problem with a lot of the other videos, if you don't get to feel what is going on there, the people talking, the people chanting, all of that, you lose so much of what it is. So we lost a lot of people that day. We lost a lot of people. A lot of lives were torn apart. People still putting their lives back together. Okay, there's still need for housing. There's still need for jobs. Okay, businesses are still being rebuilt and all, but they're getting there step by step. And so this is as people start going out. There were a couple thousand there, 4,000 they said right here. I'm going to pull down the volume just a little bit. And so that's the beginning of the paddle out. So going out, then you've got the flowers being dropped. And many people, there was another paddle out like this last year. Now, yeah, just in case you needed to cry yourself to sleep, exactly in the bushes. And, there was one of these actually last year. You can hear the chanting going on. But this creates the strength. The connections through that water, everyone is connected. Every single person there is connected. You can see the guy in the middle leading the chants. And last year to this year, they will probably do this every year. And there it is. There's the video footage. Cindy, Eileen, Ellen Russell's footage. So yeah, they're going to be stronger and stronger and stronger every year. They are still needing help. In fact, some of Hawaii News Now did have articles about how we can still help them because there are people still needing help. But what amazed me after that was how many people from all over the world came together to help out. Okay, and yes, we had our speculation stuff that was going on in there and all, but in the end, it came down to the people. Okay, those people who live there, those people who have to wake up the next morning. Okay, make sure their children now can continue growing without being stunted emotionally or anything like that from the horror of what happened. And they did it. Okay, Hawaiian people are an amazing group of people. They are really honestly an amazing group of people. They learn to deal with each other, to lean on each other at the times that you need to lean on family and ohana. They're there for you. And that's what they did. So thank you guys all so much for joining us. I know this was a little longer, hour 24, a little longer, not too bad, not too bad. I thought it was getting a little longer than that, but hopefully, unless something changes, well, it'd be nice if come Monday, Angel was found. If not, I'll try to do a deep dive on her, unless there's another case that pops up or something, because I do know Sleuth is covering that, and that's what's important is we can keep getting her story out. Love all of you guys. Love you both. I love you both, and anyone else who is still up. We will, by the way, let me find out real quickly. When does time fall back? Okay, when does this happen? When? Oh, frick. That sucks. We got to continue this till November 3rd. I'm so tired of the 6-hour time difference right now, guys. I'm sorry. Those of you on the East Coast, I give you props. Those of you who hang out here, and I know there's a lot of you, most of my viewers are East Coast, and I don't know how you guys stay up so late. And that's why I love the replay crew in this group, because so many of you I know can't stay up late, so you watch the videos. And it's amazing when I see comments where I know you're actually not only watching as replay crew, but you're actually commenting. Every now and then I'll get someone and they'll actually be saying, oh yeah, about that, I thought this, and oh yeah, I'm like, oh wow, you guys are actually watching the whole thing. Thank you guys. And so anyhow, though, I am going to go settle. What, Cassie? Oh, you got the cutest look on me right now. So, Lioness, you're here, my dear. I was wondering if you were there. And especially with us talking about Lahaina, I was hoping you'd be in the chat tonight. So Cassie wants to be held, but does not want to be held right now. There she is. Now she's happy. Now she's happy. You want to say goodbye with me? Yeah, you want to say goodbye? Okay. I will talk to you all later. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. No, I do not want hisses, Cassie. And hope you guys have an amazing weekend. And I will see y'all. Aloha and mahalo.